back, Trevor Mower Mechanic. Been a little while since I've done a video. Today we decided we're going to do one. We're going to make a mower. A little mower that we can flip pretty cheap. Just by using some bits and pieces that we've got lying around in the shop here. So first we picked up this base the other day. Good solid base. Yeah, had no engine on it. So found another little engine here. This little engine here is a Victor V144 4-stroke overhead valve job. I did check the oil in it. Check the oil in it. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. So, I don't know why it was taking off, but it was taking off. Someone's taking off the motor. We are missing a couple of things. We've got no pull rope in here. A fuel cap that I can see of. A few other little bits and pieces there, probably want tidying up. But the plan is to get this motor onto this base. Now, we have 3 bolt holes, we have 4 here. So, we've got to get that to marry up first. It doesn't have a blade carrier on it underneath the motor. There's no blade carrier on the shaft under here. So, I've got an adapter there somewhere. We'll find that. We'll go through this, we'll see whether I can get a bolt on there first. And we'll go from there. So the main thing is firstly we'll just test this to see whether it's going to fit. See whether the holes will line up. And by the looks of that, guys, I think it's going to fit on there. The holes are lining up here and on the other side. Now, it won't matter if we only get 3 in, as long as we've got the 2 back ones and 1 at the front here in. So we know that part will work. So I'm just going to go ahead now, we'll just give the base bit a clean up, and then I'll come back to you and we'll take the top off the motor and start doing it. So basically we're just going to give it a bit of a clean up. Bit of degreaser on it. Shift as much rubbish as we can off it. Much dirt. Like I say, it's only going to be a quick flip, so it doesn't have to be, perfectly cleaned or anything like that. So there we go, we've got that bit done. As long as it looks presentable. So there we go, we've got that cleaned up there. Now what we'll do, we might actually put a couple bolts in there, just hold that down. Onto there. And then we can work on it as an actual mower. Instead of trying to work on 2 separate pieces. So the bolts started, we'll just tighten those down now. That one. And the third one should go in here. So we drove that one home. It's definitely not going to come undone. As you can see, it's pretty wild underneath here. We'll give that a bit of a clean up when we put the blade on. So that's that part. We've got our 3 in there, so that should be okay. So now we're going to take the top off here. Take the top off the engine. See what's going on with the recoil. So we've got a couple of screws on top here. There we go. Let the top off, that part. Now we're going to undo these here. There's recoil, and I think I can cheat with this. Here we've got another one sitting there. So we might be able to just take this one off and put another one straight on. So 8 mil on those. Okay, turn that around. Yeah guys, I think we've got to take this fuel tank off to get it. The others, that should just tap up and come off. Doesn't want to come off. It should just slide out. There we go. And look at that. Fuel line's perished there. Okay, so now we'll get that one and that one. Put it out of the road for a minute. Okay. Put another recoil here with the rope and everything in it, so we can just bolt that straight back on. Just going to check the flywheel, all nice and clean, so the coil should be good as far as that all goes. Now guys, if you are into doing refurbishing things like that, and you come across some of your older engines, that's why I don't throw a lot of stuff away. Now I can spend 10 minutes, put another rope in the other one, but this one's here, so I'm going to bolt it straight on, but I will keep the other one, and at some stage I'll put a rope in it, and then I'll have it as a spare. So I'm just going to put this one straight back on here. Might actually put some lube in around the spring on that one. Just take them and get a little bit of lube in around them. Try and get down onto the spring. But even if you just get it onto the dry piles there, it all helps. There we go, that's nice and free there now. Catching on something there, so I'll just turn that around a little bit. All nice and snug now. Yep, going to retract. Get around there. So, so there we go. We've got another recoil on it, which is quite an easy job. Now, if you're going to be doing this sort of thing, you know, just doing quick flips and things like that, you need these projects to cost you very little as possible. So use what spares you got and things like that if you're doing that. Oh, there goes the air filter, nice and clean. I'm going to take that off, we'll put that on there. Now, I mean, we could test this thing and see if it's going to run. Something's not right here, I don't think, by the feels of that. There is a throttle cable on this one. We might be able to hook that up shortly and just see if it's going to run or not. But that feels... something doesn't feel right here on the throttle controller. Very loose. Not doing nothing. The oven's working. That's going down to off. And that's wide open. So we've got a throttle cable here. There's no use doing that. We can't do that yet because we've got to put they need weight on the bottom of it to be able to do that. So we'll just go ahead. We'll take the carb off. We'll go through it just to make sure that it is going to run and be reliable. So we'll take the carb off, we'll go through that, get it back on there, then we'll find the blade and everything, put on underneath. So 2 10mm nuts there for that. Okay, so we'll slip our air filter box off here. It's also under the carburetor, so we'll take that up there. There we go. We'll take and there's our carburetor ready to come off. Carb here is pretty well off there. Gasket there. That gasket looks pretty good, so we'll put that aside. That one just comes out. There's no return spring on that. It should have a return spring. Goes over here, hooks into here. That's why it's all so loose. So we'll have to find one of those. And so there we go, so we've got the carb off. We'll go ahead, we'll do a clean out on it, put it back on, get some fuel on for it, and then we'll find a spring to go under there. Under the bowl, and we found there's water in that. Water and everything in that, start a bit of fuel in there. So, just while we're doing a carpet clean out. Carpet doesn't look too bad. Fairly clean. But we'll do that just to make sure there's no water or nothing in it. So we're just going to pull that out of there. Take a roll pin out. Sit to the side. Take our needle out. And then we'll just go through the carburetor. Now, I have other videos on these, cleaning these carburetors. They're just virtually a Honda style carby. Nothing fancy. Pretty simple to clean. Got your main jet nut down the centre here. So you take them out, give them a good clean up, and then just put it back together. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll come back to you. Okay guys, so now we've got our carburetor cleaned, back on. Now slip our fuel tank on. Get it back on there. Get that on there. I've changed the wire clamp that's on here, under your fuel line. Just in there. Too much light coming through there. There we go. Too much. Those little wire clamps, don't like them too much. We'll put this one on here. Like that. So the carb's all cleaned and everything. We can go ahead now and put our air filter back on. I did manage to find a fuel cap for it. Where are we? There we go. There you go, let's get back on there. We'll refill the air filter. Got to get this little hose on the back here on the carburetor here. The little hose they've got on the back here, it's got to go onto the carburetor. So that can be a little bit tricky. Okay, so we've got our air hose and go on there again now. All fitted up, should be right to go. As that goes. Oh, run away. Put the other one on here. Got our little air filter here. I'm just going to put that back in the top here. Sits in there. Now this is going to be fun because the fuel tank's in the road. There we go. Okay, so we're that far ahead on our project here. I guess the next thing is we find a blade adapter and a blade, and so we can fit that up for it. Now, with this engine, I don't even know if it's going to run, but I do that a lot of times. A lot of times I'll take an engine, I'll do the carburetor, I'll do the coil, I'll check the spark plug, put fuel in it, and 9 times out of 10 they start. So, yeah, I sort of take it on the fly and see how we go. Rather than sitting there playing with it, trying to get it going and putting all the bits and pieces on it, you might as well just do the whole thing. If it goes, it goes. If it don't, you chase it down then. But a lot of times there's something to mind if it is something wrong. But as I said, 9 times out of 10, I always get them to start. So I'm going to go ahead now. I'll find a blade and adapter, put that on there, and I'll come back to you. Got our blade carrier on, a couple of new Mower blades on it. Give it a clean up underneath here. So that part of it's done. So now we have to put the top back on. Actually, we don't really have to do that. So we can get the cable hooked up here. We'll try and get the throttle cable connected up. This one here. Cable is right out there at the moment. So we find our clamp. Orange, I think, on that one. So, okay guys, so we've got it all back together, we've got the top back on it. Our blades are all done, everything like that's all done. Had to change the throttle cable, put a new throttle cable on here. That's all working now. I haven't put any fuel in it yet just to see what's going on, but we might try and fire it up just using a carb cleaner. So if we can get it to run, I think it will. I think it'll run okay. So we'll give that a go in a second. We'll just try that. Make sure our throttle's open. Take a bit of carb cleaner and we'll put that down on top of the air filter box here. Plenty. Okay guys, so here's the big test to see if I'm right or not. See if we can get it 9 out of 10 to start first go. Like I say, normally I don't have a problem with them. Main thing is you need is good compression, spark and fuel. You got those three, you just about get anything to run. So anyway, let's try it. So there we go guys, did fire up on the carb cleaner. So having the carb already cleaned up, we'll go ahead and put some fresh fuel in it. Okay, so we've just put some fresh fuel in our little project mower here. little Victor. We'll start him up, see how he does run. Got a little primer on the side here, we'll give him 3 or 4 pumps on there. Put our throttle on, and we'll fire him up. Fire him up and see how he does run. So there we go, guys. We made a good little mower out of it. Those 2 parts on that by marrying them together, and we've made a good mower. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.